There is a silence that lives beneath the noise of the world. It is older than the stones beneath your feet, older than the stars that watch over us in the velvet night. It is a silence that has been whispering to the human spirit for millennia, waiting for a moment of stillness, waiting for the gap between your thoughts to widen just enough, let the truth slip through. Listen closely. Can you hear it? It is not a sound that enters through the ears. It is a vibration that resonates in the very marrow of your existence. It asks a question that seems innocent, almost childlike. Yet, within its simple phrasing lies the power to dismantle the entire cathedral of your reality. Walk with me in your mind's eye to a mirror. Stand before it, gaze into the glass. Look past the surface, past the familiar contours of the face you have memorized, past the lines that time has etched around the eyes. Look into the pupils, deep into the black pools of vision. Who is in there? The immediate answer, the one that rises like a reflex, is me. You feel it done to you. There is a sensation of a presence sitting just behind the eyes, like a pilot sitting in the cockpit of a complex machine. You feel like a thinker thinking the thoughts, a seer seeing the sights, a doer doing the deeds. It feels solid. It feels continuous. It feels like the most undeniable fact of your existence. We move through this world dragging a heavy iron trunk labeled I. We are convinced that inside this fragile vessel of skin and bone, beneath the perishable flesh, there resides a glowing, permanent core, a soul, a spirit, an unchanging self that acts as the protagonist of our life's movie. We believe that while the body may like autumn leaves, and the mind may cloud like a winter sky, this inner spark remains untouched, a silent witness to the drama. From the moment we are capable of understanding language, we are fed a story. It is the story of the traveler. We are told that we are passengers in this vehicle. And when the vehicle eventually breaks down, when the breath ceases and the heart halts its rhythm, the traveler simply opens the door, steps out, and moves on. Perhaps to a golden city in the clouds, perhaps to a realm of fire, or perhaps to another body to begin the journey anew. It is a beautiful story. It is warm. It is comforting. It provides a sense of narrative continuity, a promise that the I we cherish so deeply will never truly be extinguished. It gives us ownership over our destiny. But what if the story is wrong? What if the map we have been using to navigate existence is drawn based on a landscape that does not exist? We must now approach the Great Paradox. We must walk toward the edge of the cliff where the familiar ground ends and the vast, terrifying, liberating sky of truth begins. We must encounter the insight that emerged 2,500 years ago under the Bodhi tree. An insight so radical that it shook the foundations of spiritual history. The Buddha looked. He did not look with hope. He did not look with fear. He looked with the precision of a master surgeon, cutting away the layers of culture, belief, and ego. He looked into the very machinery of what it means to be a human being, and he found nothing. He taught no self. He taught that if you search for this solid, unchanging soul, this little man inside the head, this ghost in the machine, you will not find it. The house is empty. The lights are burning. Yes, there is movement in the windows. There is laughter and weeping echoing in the halls. But there is no owner sitting in the armchair by the fire. There is no landlord holding the deed. This realization is not just a philosophical puzzle. It is a shock to the system. It induces a vertigo of the spirit if there is no owner. Who is living this life if there is no traveler? Who is walking the path? If there is no self to die, then who, exactly, are we afraid will be lost? And most mysteriously of all, if there is no soul, how is there rebirth? If there is no one to pay the debt, how does the karma carry over? This is the riddle we must solve together, not with blind faith and not with dry intellect. We must solve it by entering the laboratory of your own direct experience. Let us strip away the dogma. Let us set aside the ancient texts for a moment. Let us dissect the nature of reality right here, right now. If you are not a soul, then what, in the name of the cosmos, are you? Let us begin with the architecture. The Buddha never denied that you exist. He was not a nihilist. If you stub your toe, pain flares. If a loved one calls your name, your heart leaps. You are here. But he asked us to look closer at the ingredients. He asked us to look at the recipe, rather than just eating the cake. Imagine for a moment a chariot. You see it standing in the courtyard. You see the polished wheels, the sturdy axle, the careenings, the yoke. You point a finger and say, "Chariot." But play a game with me. Remove the wheels. Is it still a chariot? Remove the axle. Remove the carriage. Place all the wood and metal in a pile on the floor. Where did the chariot go? Did it fly away to a chariot heaven? Did it vanish into thin air? No. The chariot never existed as a distinct entity. It was merely a label, a convenient word we placed upon a temporary assembly of parts. When the parts come together in a specific way, we say chariot. When the parts fall apart, the label dissolves. The Buddha saw that the human being is exactly the same. We are not a noun, we are a verb. We are not a solid entity. We are a dynamic, shifting process. We are a weather system. We are a convergence of 5 distinct, flowing rivers of energy. These are the 5 aggregates. Let us wade into these rivers one by one. First, there is the river of form. This is the physical world. Look at your hand. Turn it over. This flesh, this bone. This blood, it feels like yours, but is it? The calcium in your bones was forged in the heart of a dying star billions of years ago. The water in your blood once fell as rain on a prehistoric jungle, was drunk by a dinosaur, flowed through a glacier, and now courses through your veins. The oxygen you breathe is a gift from the plankton in the ocean and the trees in the forest. This body is not a fortress, it is a boarding house. Atoms check in and atoms check out. Every 7 years, almost every cell in your body is replaced. The body you inhabit today is not the body you sat in as a child. It is a shifting sand dune, shaped by the wind, constantly dissolving and rebuilding. It is the earth element, momentarily borrowing a shape. Second, there is the river of feeling. This is not the complex drama of emotion, but the raw, visceral hit of experience, the pleasant warmth of the sun on your face, the sharp bite of a winter wind, the neutral pressure of your feet on the floor. Watch this river. It is rapid. Sensations strike the body like rain on a tin roof. A pain in the knee arises, stays for a moment, and vanishes. A pleasure in the taste of tea arises, lingers, and fades. They are fleeting bubbles on the surface of the water. Can you hold on to a sensation? Can you bottle the feeling of yesterday's breeze? No. It flows through you, but it is not you. Third, there is the river of perception. This is the mind's great label maker. This is the librarian. You see a shape of green and brown, and instantly the mind whispers tree. You hear a mechanical wail, and the mind stamps its siren. You see a curve of lips, and the mind says smile. This mechanism allows us to navigate the world, but it is often a hall of mirrors. Perceptions are based on memory, and memory is a fading photograph. We do not see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. We project our past onto the present. These labels are like mirages shimmering on the horizon, useful for direction, perhaps, but if you try to drink from them, you will find only dry sand. Fourth, there is the river of mental formations. This is the deepest current. This is the workshop of your reality. These are your habits, your impulses, your decisions, your will. This is the engine room of karma. When a spark of anger rises, that is a formation. When a flower of kindness blooms, that is a formation. These are the grooves worn into the riverbed of your psyche by the water of repetition. Every time you react, you deepen the groove. These currents drive the river forward, pushing you into action, pushing you into speech, pushing you into the next moment. But even these are not permanent. Habits can be broken. Willpower fluctuates. The river changes course over time. And fifth, there is the river of consciousness. This is the most deceptive river of all. This is the light that illuminates the stage. It is the pure awareness of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. We often mistake this for the soul. We think, I am the one watching. But the Buddha looked closer. He saw that consciousness is not a steady, eternal sun. It is a strobe light, it flickers. Consciousness arises only when there is an object. Eye meets color and sparks. Ear meets sound and sparks. It is a series of discrete flashes occurring so rapidly that it creates the illusion of continuity, just as a spinning propeller looks like a solid disk. But it is not solid, it is a pulse. On, off, birth, death. Stand back now. Look at these 5 rivers flowing together. Look closely at the swirl and the eddy. Which one is you? Are you the body that is slowly dying from the moment it is born? Are you the sensation that vanished a second ago? Are you the label tree? Are you the flash of anger? Are you the flickering light of awareness? The Buddha's insight strikes like a thunderbolt. You are none of them. And you are not the owner of them. There is no puppet master pulling the strings. There is only the dance. There is only the flow. There is the thinking, but no thinker. There is the doing, but no doer. So, we arrive at the edge of the abyss. The terrifying question arises. If there is no puppet master, why does the show go on? When the curtain falls at the biological event we call death, why doesn't the screen just go black? Why is there rebirth? This is where the Western mind stumbles. We view life as a straight line. Point A is birth. Point B is death. The end. But nature knows no straight lines. Look at the world around you. Nature knows only cycles. The seasons turn in a great wheel. The tides rise and fall. The moon waxes and wanes. Water evaporates, becomes cloud, falls as rain, becomes river, returns to the ocean. Nothing is ever destroyed. It is only transformed. The Buddha saw that consciousness, too, is a wheel. The wandering on, the great circling. But if there is no soul to push the wheel, what keeps it spinning? What connects one life to the next if there is no ghost to travel between them? The answer lies in a single, potent force. a fuel that burns within the furnace of every heart. It is called craving, thirst. Imagine a candle burning in a dark room. The flame is bright, hot, and alive. What keeps the flame alive? It is the wax and the wick, yes. But primarily, it is the heat itself, the chemical desire of the fire to consume. As long as there is fuel, the fire will not go out. It go out. It is compelled by the laws of physics to burn. We are creatures of thirst. We burn with it. We thirst for pleasure. We thirst for existence. We thirst to be someone, to be important, to be loved, to be remembered. We thirst to avoid pain. Even the desire to vanish, to not exist, is a kind of thirst. This craving is energy. It is a high voltage current, and we know from the laws of thermodynamics that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. This energy of craving creates. Now pause. We must scrub this word clean, for the modern world has covered it in superstition. Karma is not a cosmic judge sitting on a cloud with a ledger, handing out punishments for bad behavior. Karma is not fate. Karma is not luck. Karma is simply the law of cause and effect applied to the mind. It is the mechanics of momentum. It is the physics of intention. Every time you act with intention, every time you speak a word of sharp anger, every time you give a gift of generosity, every time you grasp with greed or release with love, you are winding a spring. You are planting a seed. You are creating a potential energy. When the body dies, the physical machinery breaks down. The hardware fails. The brain stops firing. But the accumulated energy of a lifetime of craving, the momentum of your habits, the sheer force of wanting to be, does not just evaporate into the ether. It is too strong. It is a wave of energy that demands a new expression. It demands a new medium. Think of a billiard ball shooting across a green felt table. It strikes a second ball. The first ball stops dead. It does not move another inch. But the energy, the momentum, the speed, the angle, the spin is instantly transferred to the second ball. The second ball shoots forward. Is the second ball the same as the first? No. Is it totally different? No. Its movement is entirely dependent on the first. It is the continuation of the process. This is the mystery of rebirth without a soul. The Buddha described it not as a migration, but as a transmission. Imagine a man standing on the edge of a vast canyon. He shouts a name into the void. A moment later, an echo returns. The sound that returns is not the original voice is gone, vanished into the air. But the echo exists of the voice. It carries the tone, the pitch, the volume, and the pattern of the original. The echo is the rebirth of the sound. Imagine a metal seal pressed into hot wax. The metal of the seal does not enter the wax. The metal stays where it is. But the image, the crest, the pattern, the shape is transferred perfectly into the new medium. The wax bears the mark of the seal, even though no substance was exchanged. This is how the stream of consciousness flows from one life to the next. When the final moment of this life arrives, a moment the ancient texts call the death consciousness, it is heavy. It is laden with the accumulated karma of a lifetime. It is colored by your final thoughts, your deepest habits, your unresolved cravings. As this moment ceases, as the flame of the first candle flickers out, it acts as a spark. It leaps the gap. It ignites the first moment of consciousness in a new life, the linking consciousness. There is no ghost that floats out of the chest and flies through the sky into a womb. There is only the instantaneous transfer of karmic energy. The flame of the first candle is extinguished, but in that very nanosecond, the flame of the second candle is lit. Is the second flame the same as the first? No, the fuel is different. The wick is different. Is it totally different? No, it is the same fire. It is part of the same continuum. It is a process, a flow of causes and conditions, a river entering a new channel. But why, you might ask, does this matter? Why should we care about the mechanics of a next life that we cannot remember? Why does this philosophy matter to you, sitting here right now, with your bills to pay and your heart to mend? Because, and here lies the deepest secret of all rebirth, is not just something that happens when you die. Rebirth is happening. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. In the time it took you to take that breath, billions of cells in your body died and were replaced. The physical you that started that breath is dead. A new you finished it. In the time it took you to think a thought, the mind that thought it vanished, replaced by a new mind, a new awareness. The Buddha taught momentary death. Reality is not a solid block of marble. It is a movie. When you watch a film, you see a continuous story. You see a hero walk across a desert. It looks smooth. It looks real. But if you slow the film down, if you look at mechanics, you see the truth. There is no movement. There are only still frames, flashing one after another, 24 times a second. Frame 1 appears, frame 1 dies, frame 2 is born, frame 2 dies, frame 3 is born. You are that movie. Every thought is a birth. Every emotion is a life. Every change in mood is a death. You are being reborn in every millisecond. The person who started listening to these words is not the same person listening to them now. You have changed. You have new information, new chemical states, new karma. This is the most empowering realization a human being can have. If you were a fixed, permanent soul, you would be trapped. You would be a stone. You would be stuck with your personality, your trauma, your limitations, your anger, and your fear forever. A stone cannot change its nature. A stone cannot become a flower, but a river can. Because you are a process, because you are a flow of changing conditions, you can change the direction of the flow. You are not a victim of the past. You are the architect of the future, right here, in this present moment. If rebirth happens moment to moment, then every moment is a fresh chance. Every moment is a clean slate. You can step out of the cycle of anger. You can break the chain of greed. You can stop fueling the fire of craving. When you understand that there is no self to defend, no fragile ego to protect, the heavy burden falls off your shoulders. The suitcase you have been dragging all these years, you can just drop it. You become lighter. You become like the wind, powerful, yet ungraspable. You become like the water, able to take any shape, yet retaining your true nature. The wheel of samsara is turning. Yes, it is fueled by the thirst of wanting things to be different than they are. But the Buddha showed us that we can put down the fuel. We can stop the engine. We can find the stillness in the center of the turning wheel. This is the state of. It is not a place you go to. It is the cooling of the flame. It is the moment when the billiard ball stops hitting the next one. It is the cessation of the frantic compulsion to be someone. So, the next time you look in the mirror, do not be deceived by the reflection. Do not cling to the face you see as me. See it as a cloud formation, beautiful, temporary, shifting, reflecting the light of the sun. See your life not as a possession to be hoarded, guarded, and defended. See it as a song to be sung. The song has no owner. The melody does not belong to the instrument. The song is simply the singing. It arises. It dances in the air. It touches the hearts of those who hear it, and then it dissolves back into the silence from which it came. And when the song ends, the silence that follows is not death. It is peace. Who is reborn? No one. And yet, the suffering continues until wisdom arises. The journey continues until we realize there was never a traveler, only the path, only the walking, only the light of awareness waking up to itself. Wake up to the flow. The river is moving, and you are the water.